Huron Roller Hockey School and Hockey Player Magazine, in association with USA Hockey Inline and MVP Broadcast Group, presents Hidden Secrets of Inline Goaltending. Sponsored by Coho, Hyper Wheels, and Sure Grip Frames. Also brought to you by the Sports Asylum, hockey books and videos.
Hi, I'm Thomson. When it comes to coaching inline hockey, the goaltender is often forgotten. It seems you're either overworked with breakaway drills or left alone while the rest of the team works on non-shooting skills. But the goaltender is the most important position on the team. You've got to come up with the big saves and the clutch plays to keep your team in the game. So whether you're a novice inline player or an ice goalie just getting started in roller hockey, or maybe even a coach looking to give your goalie a few pointers, we've designed this videotape to give you your inline goaltending basics along with a number of hidden secrets that will definitely improve your game. The biggest difference between playing ice hockey as opposed to roller hockey is that on ice you can slide your skates across the crease while moving laterally. Ice goalie skates are sharpened with a very shallow hollow to allow this movement. In roller hockey, on the other hand, you have to pick up your skates in order to move laterally. This creates a fraction of a second where you become vulnerable to being scored upon. And this is why mastering the specific roller hockey techniques is so important. Another big difference between ice and roller is that when you try to do a two-pad slide, on ice you actually slide across the crease easily. Whereas in roller hockey, depending on the surface, you must put more force into the maneuver. The T-push and the two-pad slide are just two of the major differences. And we'll look at these and some more later on. So let's get started. Today we're working on a beautiful mahogany wood floor at the brand new Roller Dome in Thousand Oaks, California. There are many different roller hockey surfaces. This one provides good movement for the goalie. The basic stance, or ready position, is the foundation for quality goaltending. If you're not in the proper ready position, other moves will be more difficult to perform. The ready position begins with your weight on the balls of your feet, your legs shoulder width apart, knees bent, butt down, shoulders back, your stick in front of and between your skates, and your gloves off the pad in front of the body. Some common mistakes you want to be aware of with your pads being too far apart or too close together, and your elbow of your catch glove too tight in on the body. Your gloves resting on your pads creating double coverage, or your shoulders too far forward, and always make sure your glove is open. Keep these basic do's and don'ts in mind when mastering the stance. A good way to practice this is by getting suited up in front of a mirror. But you and I both know you don't make very many saves standing still. You've got to keep that body moving. There are two types of goalie movement in roller hockey. You're either moving from one side of the net to the other, or you're telescoping forward or backward. When moving from one side to the other, you want to cover the net without leaving a large shooting space for the opposition. The T-push is good for long distance moves, while the shuffle step is good for shorter distances. Let's take a look at the shuffle step. The shuffle step is a basic stance in lateral movement. The goaltender must remain in a ready position while shuffling his or her feet with small steps. The shoulders should remain square and the goaltender should always have his or her back to the net. Some common mistakes. Locking the knees. This causes a bobbing effect across the net, which also allows the stick to come off the floor. Taking too large a shuffle, leaving a large gap between the pads. Now let's take a look at the T-push. Mastering the T-push is one of the most important moves for inline goalies. It must be an instantaneous reflex action. The T-push is a skating maneuver where you turn the lead foot in the direction you need to go and push off with the inside edge of the other foot. Once the desired location has been reached, you must ready yourself for the play in front of you. Now let's go over it again. Turn the lead foot in the direction you want to go, form a T with the other skate, and push off with its inside edge, and ready yourself for the upcoming shot or deflection. Some common mistakes. Inability to turn the lead foot in the exact direction of travel, pushing off either too fast or too slow. The inability to glide solely on the lead foot and not stopping at the desired location. Telescoping is the art of forward and backward goaltending movements. It allows you to play the angles and challenge the shooter. For forward movements, push off the inside edge of one foot to obtain power, and then glide in the ready position to the desired location. Let's repeat that. Push off with your inside edge of one foot and glide in the ready position. The key is speed. Come out fast, stop at the proper spot, and remain in the ready position. To move backwards, use the inside edge of one foot to draw the letter C, and then glide in the ready position back towards the net. If more distance is required, then do a C cut with the opposite foot as well. It's the same skill defensemen must master. The stronger the C cut, the more distance you'll cover in the shorter amount of time. Here are a couple of drills you can do to improve your lateral and telescoping movements. The side-to-side shooting drill is designed to help you practice lateral movements. Two shooters are positioned about 10 to 15 feet in front of the net, about 10 to 20 feet apart. The goalie is in the middle of the net in the ready position. The players pass the puck back and forth, slowly at first, while the goaltender practices the T-push and shuffle step movements. After a predetermined number of passes, the player with the puck will shoot on the net. Make sure the players move the puck slowly at first to allow the goaltender to concentrate on proper movement rather than the actual shot. To vary the drill, allow the players to form a semicircle using 3 shooters. Allow the center player to always get the puck before passing to either side. This will force the goaltender to always set back to the middle of the net in the ready position. The challenge and retreat drill helps you practice telescoping movements. Place a player in one corner of the rink with pucks. Place another player in the slot area about 15 to 20 feet in front of the net. Have the goaltender hug the post towards the corner where the pucks are located. The player in the corner then passes out to the player in front of the net while the goaltender remains focused on the player with the puck. If the goalie leaves the net too soon, the player in the corner can choose to shoot on goal. After the player takes the shot, the goalkeeper must retreat by skating backward to the net and restarting the drill. Practice this skill for both sides of the rink. The purpose of this drill is to sharpen the goaltender's quickness and his ability to follow the puck. Again, start with slow passes, allowing the goaltender to concentrate on technique.
Hi, I'm Erin Witten with the Oakland Skates roller hockey team, and some of the primary differences between roller hockey and ice hockey are the movement of the goaltender. And goalie is a tough position either way, but in roller hockey you can't really slide back and forth between posts, and you can't slide out, stop quickly, and slide back. It's a lot of cross movements, a lot of grapevines, a lot of sidestepping, and it's a big lateral change for a goaltender between ice and roller hockey.
Your basic stance and skating movements lay the foundation for keeping the puck out of the net. Great goaltenders make the big saves look easy, but great saves are based on sound techniques. This next segment outlines a variety of basic save techniques: stick saves, pad saves, skate saves, and glove saves. It all comes down to practicing the fundamentals. Fundamentals that should become instantaneous reflex actions. Let's talk about stick saves. With a firm grip, hold the stick just above the paddle with your blocker hand. The most important part of the stick save is that the blade of the stick must remain on the floor at all times. Otherwise, the low shots will go right under your stick and into the net. The blade of the stick must be kept from resting on the front of the skates as well, and remain perpendicular to the puck. When making a stick save, attempt to deflect the puck away from the front of the net, preferably to the corners. For high shots, you can use the paddle of your goal stick to redirect the puck away from the net. Some common mistakes. The common mistake goaltenders make is that the blade of the stick comes off the floor. Another big problem is the failure to keep a buffer between the stick blade and the skates. Most beginning goaltenders fail to clear the puck away from the goal mouth. thus allowing rebound shots. Practice making stick saves and clearing pucks away from the goal mouth by positioning several shooters about 10 to 20 feet away from the net. Have them shoot the puck either high or low, depending on the type of stick save you want to make. After a predetermined number of shots, review where each puck came to rest. Are they in front of the net or toward the corners? Remember to keep the stick blade on the surface, return to the ready position between shots, and be aware of the buffer zone between the stick and the skates. You can vary this drill by staggering players across the rink and alternating shots from side to side, forcing the goalkeeper to travel the entire length of the net. This combines lateral movement with the stick save. Poke checks. A poke check is just that. You use your stick to quickly poke the puck away from your oncoming opponent. The two most common types of poke checks are the standing poke check and the diving poke check. The standing poke check is accomplished by thrusting the stick out toward the puck. It's almost like throwing your stick at the puck without letting go. It helps to have a large butt end or wad of tape at the end of the shaft to stop the stick from sliding out of your hand. Once the stick is being thrust out at the puck, the stick must be drawn back quickly and the ready position resumed. While practicing the diving poke check, you must thrust your stick at the puck with your body as well, all in one motion. Once your body starts to slide on the floor, you must cover as much of the surface as possible by spreading your legs in a large V, pointing your toes in the direction you are sliding. Remember, it takes a lot more energy to slide on a floor than it does on ice. Keep in mind that as you poke the puck off the opponent's stick, it is not going to slide as far as it would on ice. Some common mistakes are: do not lunge your shoulders forward. Remain in a ready position. Poke checks are a surprise attack. Stay in the basic stance. Practice the several different types of poke checks by placing players with pucks in each corner and alternate them skating in front of the net just above the crease. While the player skates across the front of the net, the goalkeeper practices the different types of poke checks. Be aware of your position throughout the entire process. Look for quick and surprising movements, and most of all, make contact with the puck. Skate saves can be broken down into two categories: the standing skate save and the one-knee skate save. The standing skate save is used only as a backup to the stick save. If you can block the puck with a standing skate save, you should have been able to block the puck with your stick. To execute this save, point the toe of the skate towards the direction of the puck and push off the inside edge of the opposite skate. As your turned foot glides across the crease, place your stick in front of the skate. The other skate save is called the one-knee skate save, which is executed while resting on one knee. To perform this save, the goalie must have all of his or her weight on the inside knee while keeping the wheels on the floor. Snap the leg out, keep your stick down and glove up. Try not to fall backward on your butt, and try to get back to the ready position as quickly as possible. Let's go over that again. Snap the leg out, stick down, glove up, recover. Common problems with this save are not much range for the save and slow recovery past the initial save. Some other problems to watch for are leaning away from the shot, not covering the net with the upper body, not enough snap on the extension to the leg, or dropping before the puck is shot. Roller hockey goalies will have a problem with this save if they have not removed the brakes from their conventional inline skates. The brake, or the plastic brake holder, will hamper a goalie from extending the leg out for the skate save. Skate save drills. Puck soccer. To get inline goalies familiar with contacting the puck with their skates, place two goalies or a forward and a goalie in the face-off circle without their sticks. Have them play puck soccer against each other by controlling the puck movements with their skates. Be aware of the way the goalies are striking the puck, making sure that the goalies use the inside edge of each skate. With the controlled skate save drill, get the goalies familiar with making these saves. by placing a goalie in the net and having several players ready to shoot from about 10 to 20 feet in front of the net. Have the players take low, accurate shots that remain on the floor. Be aware of the way the goalie strikes the puck with the skates. Make sure the goalie uses the inside edge of each skate, and also make sure the stick leads the save. Take the stick away only when you are sure that the goalie is proficient with leading the save with the stick. The butterfly pad save is used when there's a lot of traffic in front of the net. It is also useful when challenging and deking forward. The advantage of this save over the skate save is that you are able to cover more of the net in one continuous motion. The biggest disadvantage of this save is that you give up more rebounds. There are also several variations to this save. The principal technique is to keep the weight on the knees, keep the pads flat on the surface, and the stick between the opening of your legs, or the 5-hole as it is called. The most important aspect of the butterfly pad save, or half butterfly save, is to cover the upper portion of the net with your upper body. The proper way to perform this save is to drop to your knees while at the same time pointing out the toes, creating a V or a half V. You should attempt to cover as much of the floor as possible with this V while keeping the upper body in the ready position. Common problems are rising up first, lifting your stick off the floor, creating a large hole between the legs, leaning your upper body too far backward or too far forward. Don't execute the move too soon by dropping before the puck is shot. But the biggest problem with the butterfly save is when you drop while retreating. You don't continue to slide backwards like on ice. Your pads grab the floor and halt all momentum. So on a deke, wait until you are well into the crease before dropping to the butterfly. The Russian reverse drill. The Russian reverse helps you become more familiar with using the pads. To perform this drill, the goaltender lays on his or her back with their feet closest to the goal line and their head closest to the center of the floor. The coach kneels about 5 to 10 feet away from the goalie with the pucks. The goaltender raises his or her legs into the air, arms outstretched to each side, and the pucks are thrown towards the net by the coach. The goaltender tries to block the pucks with the pads, sharpening reaction time in this awkward position. The reaction the goalie must make is an actual reverse of the norm. This is an extremely tiring drill, so limit the time in practice. The two-pad slide. The best way to describe this save is to think of a foot-first slide into second base in baseball. To perform this save, you must turn your foot into the T-push position and push off the opposite foot, and slide on your hip while simultaneously locking your knees. This save is used on a quick play around the net or on a breakaway. To successfully execute this, you must watch the armpit of your outstretched arm. It must stay on the floor. The other glove or stick must be on top of your outstretched pads, depending on which direction the slide is made. On a quick play, slide toward the shooter. On a breakaway, slide toward the post. And always keep your eye on the puck. The biggest problem with the two-pad slide is either oversliding or not stacking the pads on top of each other. Usually the top pad will fall off, or the lower leg will hook back slightly from the knee to the skate, leaving more of the net to shoot at. Some other problems with this save also occur with the outstretched arm closest to the floor. This arm, either the stick or glove hand, must lay flat on the floor to avoid a gap in the armpit area. The breakaway drill, in controlled situations, helps get inline goalies familiar with making this save. To begin, place a goalie in the net and have several players with pucks go in on breakaways from center floor, one at a time. Each player should attempt to score by deking towards the post at the last moment. Be aware of the way the goalies perform the two-pad slide, by making sure the proper techniques are used on each save. Another drill is the quick play. Have a player pass the puck across the net to another player, who then takes a shot directly off the pass, also called a one-timer. This quick play drill will tune the goalie into the importance of the two-pad slide save. Vary the drill by adding a third player in front of the net in the high slot. In this situation, the goalie cannot automatically commit to the two-pad slide. If he does, the puck is passed to the player in the slot, and the goalie must telescope and challenge the shooter in the basic ready position.
If you are going to start roller hockey or start playing at a young age or even at an older age, you need to learn the basic fundamentals of hockey. You need to learn skating, you need to learn to keep the strength in your legs, to stay in your stance, and you definitely need to learn the basic butterfly position and to stay square to the puck. So a lot of it is basic fundamentals of ice hockey, but you have to control it a little bit more in roller hockey, and you have to, I guess, tame it down a little bit more. It's not as explosive.
Glove saves. Whether on ice or on inlines, the glove save in hockey is by far the most popular. By remaining in the ready position, the upper portion of the net is fairly well protected. Most goalies are more comfortable with their gloves rather than their pads, and they usually favor the catch glove over the blocker. The use of the catch glove is basically like a baseball glove. You follow the puck into your glove and squeeze firmly. Remember not to go too fast or too slow. The biggest mistake inexperienced goalies make is trying to catch everything. They come across their body with their glove and also try to catch everything down by their feet, which brings them totally out of the ready position. This puts them in a vulnerable position with the head down. The biggest thing to remember is to get a clear view of the shooter and follow the puck into the glove. The use of the blocker takes a little more time to learn. A goalie should think of the blocker as an extension of his or her arm. The puck should be deflected into the corner away from the net. Again, with a clear view of the shooter, follow the puck onto the blocker and direct the puck into the corner. Do not swipe at the puck, and be aware of the angle at which the puck strikes the blocker. If the angle is too great, the puck will pop up into the air, creating a rebound. Learn to trap the puck on the blocker by bringing the catch glove over on top of the blocker. Once the blocker makes contact with the puck, freeze the puck and get a whistle. Once mastered, you can use the blocker to direct the puck to your teammates. Some common mistakes with glove saves are pulling up out of fear. Don't be afraid of the puck. Giving rebounds up off the blocker. Coming across the body with opposite side glove. And remember, don't take your eyes off the puck. To familiarize goalies with making glove saves, try the big target drill. With the goalie on his or her knees, have players shoot high to the corners. Allow the goalie to try blocker saves without a stick at first. Toss pucks at the goalie for trapping practice as well. Try some off-surface training with just your gloves on for some additional fun. Playing the angles is the most important skill a goaltender can learn. Playing the angles simply means cutting down the amount of net the shooter sees behind you. Remember not to leave too much open net on either side, as it is very easy to slide the puck past you. What you want to avoid also is sitting back in the net. On a regular shot, you must telescope out and stay square to the shooter. Play the puck, not the shooter. If the puck is out in front of the net, the goalie can come out. But if the puck is to the side or behind the net, the goalie must stay square in the crease. Some common mistakes. One of the biggest problems in playing the angles is when the goalie is setting too far back in the net. This gives the shooter a tremendous scoring advantage. There is just so much of the net to shoot at. But coming out too far can hurt your chances as well. This will give the shooter room to maneuver around you. Other common mistakes include not staying square to the shooter and lining up with the shooter rather than the puck. This gives too much net to one side or the other. The angle drill. In this angle drill, put the pucks in a semicircle in front of the net. The goalie starts with his or her back against the net. As a shooter points to a puck, the goalie turns his or her feet to the puck, making sure the puck is perpendicular to the middle of his or her feet. The goalie then comes out to cut down the angle. The player then shoots the puck. The rope drill. The rope drill helps goalies become more familiar with the judging angles. Tie a rope to the bottom of each post. Pull the rope out to the location of the puck, creating a shooting triangle. Repeat this several times from different locations. Be aware of the way the goalie performs glove saves and make sure to look for the common positioning mistakes while playing the angles. Breakaways. The breakaway is the most exciting play in hockey. For the goaltender, it is also the most challenging. There are basically 4 stages in mastering the breakaway. Telescope out until you are comfortable. Retreat back with the shooter as far as needed. Keep your eye on the puck and not the arms of the shooter. And last but not least, and the hardest thing to learn, do not make the first move. Always wait for the shooter. You must learn to time your backward movement with the speed of the oncoming shooter and react to the puck at the same time. Some common mistakes in defending against the breakaway are not being out far enough for the initial angle, backing up too fast or too slow, lunging forward or running at the shooter, the inability to use half butterfly, 2-pad slide, or a poke check. Other common situations in addition to the breakaway. There are dozens of other situations for a goalie to master. Let's highlight a few of the more important ones. Screenshots. The important things to remember with screenshots are to get low, fight the screen, and get a clear view of the shooter, or at least a partial view of the puck. As you anticipate or hear the shot being made, immediately go into a butterfly position. Remember to keep your upper body in the ready position. To help avoid these shots altogether, yell at your defenseman when you are being screened. Deflections. If you feel that a deflection is imminent, telescope towards the point of deflection without losing the potential angle of the initial shot. Turn and square off to the deflection. Practice this by having a player shoot the puck from the point towards another player positioned in front of you who will attempt a deflection. This drill prepares you for both screens and deflections. Covering the puck. When covering the puck, remember to keep your head up and use your stick for protection. Cover the puck with your catch glove only. The opposition will attempt to jar it loose. Try to get a whistle whenever possible. When the puck goes behind the net, there are a few points you must remember. These are, as a shooter moves behind the net, remain square without turning your head. Turn your head when shooter gets to the middle of the back of the net. This is the safest spot. Some common problems are creating a blind spot by turning your head too early, turning completely around facing the inside net. Outnumbered attacks. A 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 provides one of the toughest plays a goalie has to handle. Standard practice for a 2-on-1 is for the goalie to focus on the player with the puck while the defenseman prevents a pass from being completed to the other oncoming player. You should always be aware of the opposition's locations on the floor, because the more you see, the more you will be able to anticipate any resulting shot off the pass. In positioning yourself for a face-off, remember these pointers. If the shooter is on his forehand, be prepared for a shot right off the draw. If the shooter is on the backhand, be prepared for a big shot from the point. Again, always be aware of your opponent's locations on the floor. Here are a few final differences between ice and roller hockey to look out for. Puck inconsistency. Compared to ice hockey pucks, roller hockey pucks are much less consistent. Some brands are better than others. Roller hockey pucks tend to bounce and float more than ice hockey pucks. Keep your stick down at all times. Because your skates are often being picked up off the floor, unlike ice hockey, it's imperative that you keep your stick on the floor at all times, as the first line of defense. Be more offensive-minded. Roller hockey is generally played in smaller rinks, and adult leagues play 5-on-5, so the goaltender should be a bigger part in getting the offense started out of your zone. Learn to play the puck. There is no blue line in roller hockey, so the goalie must be more mentally prepared and focused at all times. You should be in the ready position as soon as the puck crosses the red line. Sweat is your worst enemy. Always have a towel on top of the net. And remember, many leagues do not allow water bottles on top of the net.
It's the same basic equipment as ice hockey. For goaltenders, it's almost the same. For players, there's a little bit of a difference, but for the most part, it's all the same as ice hockey. This is your basic chest protector, the same one I wear in ice hockey in the winter. It's got all the arm padding, it's got the chest padding. On the sides, it's got so that you can't get your ribs on the sides, and the extra padding in front for the shoulder shots. As far as protection goes, the cat eye, the mask is great protection. It's got a cat eye in front so you have good vision through here. Okay, next thing is to go out there and play, so I'm just gonna get my stick. Regular average goaltender stick, it's pretty light. It's got a curve on it, at least a little bit of a curve, so you can get some good shots off. And a knob at the end so that you can do some poke checking and get a good grip of the stick when it falls down. Ready to go?
We hope this video is being as fun and informative for you as it was for us to do. And remember, when it comes to inline goaltending, hard work and practice really make the difference. For all of us at Huron Hockey, Hockey Player Magazine, as well as all of our sponsors, I'm Thomson, and thanks for watching.
Hidden Secrets of Inline Goaltending has been brought to you by Huron Roller Hockey School, Hockey Player Magazine, USA Hockey Inline, Coho, Hyper Wheels, Sure Grip Frames, and the Sports Asylum. This has been an MVP Broadcast Group production.